began with all its intensity, passion, and aggression. All players are fully engaged in the political battlefield trying to win. Far away from India, located in the heart of one of the world's great cities, the University of Illinois at Chicago saw great excitement when they were asked about their views on upcoming Indian elections. University of Illinois is a vital part of the educational, technological, and cultural fabric of the region. It was very interesting to see the non-biased response of the Indian students.
UIC, we are right here. आज हम बात करते हैं भारत में इलेक्शंस है, ईव है 11 अप्रैल फर्स्ट फेज ऑफ इंडियाज इलेक्शंस. तो हमने सोचा बच्चों से बात किया जाना चाहिए. लेट्स टॉक टू द स्टूडेंट्स. व्हाट डू दे थिंक? India is the largest democracy. Going for poll and going to be deciding who will be leading India and who will be heading as the Prime Minister. So हमने सोचा जो बच्चे बाहर भारत से आए हैं पढ़ने के लिए, what do they think about that? So first of all, आपका नाम?
Adyant.
Adyant, we welcome you and thank you for your time. Actually, he cares for India, he cares for his motherland, and he thought like, okay, let's share his views. As you know, few hours from now, people in India are going to go for poll, I think, in this first phase. And this election is going to be very different when we talk about it, because new voters, those who are somewhat like a little less than your age or maybe your age, they are going to go for the polling for the first very time. So what do you think? Who should be leading India?
I do not take sides when someone asks me which party do you support. I rather look at the performance and how they're doing it and then form an opinion on it. So talking about Modi, I think Modi has made a lot of bold moves as policy and restructuring, where his drive on corruption and Make in India, I think they're very good initiatives. However, I do see some challenges with his execution of these policies. There's a lot of resistance, there's a lack of execution and infrastructure, so there's some issues over there. And at the same time, I feel Congress is facing a leadership issues. They don't have a strong leadership, or at least it's not perceived strong. But I still feel both parties are competing very well, and I'm very excited to see how this plays out.
Oh, how this plays out. If you have to vote tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, whom you're going to vote for?
I'll probably end up voting for Congress.
Voting for Congress. Why Congress?
It has to do with just the way they have been involved in my state and my city particularly. So I've been more closely associated with them, and they have been able to help me with my initiatives more than compared to BJP. That's why I'm more inclined to vote for Congress.
Which state you are from?
I'm from Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior.
As you know, India is about to go and poll for the very first phase. And whom you want to lead India, like as in Prime Minister of India?
As in talking about leader, I would definitely vote for BJP because I feel their leadership is far better than the previous government we had in India. And definitely talking about becoming a PM of India, I would definitely support Modi.
BJP.
Why BJP?
I mean, there can be a lot of reasons. First of all, it's like my entire family is like BJP supporter, and my origin is Uttar Pradesh, and recently the current chief minister belonging to BJP had done a lot of good things. I can experience that myself whenever I go back to my village. And then I belong to a family in which there are a lot of army officers and navy officers, and talking to them about like the difference between when there was a Congress and now there is BJP, they feel more confident and more bold when there is a BJP and Narendra Modi. It gives them pride and it gives them the feeling that they belong to an army.
First phase की polling होने वाली है, तो आपसे जानना चाहते हैं, if you sitting in India and you've been allowed to go and vote, whom you going to be voting and why?
I would definitely go with Congress as of now, because I also belong to a business family back in India, and there were certain policies which were not suitable for businessmen, and it gave a lot of trouble to my family. You know, there were certain things.
What are those certain things?
So, I mean, it made a lot of effort, like it had a lot of paperwork when it came for GST, and apart from there, when it was demonetization phase was also not well implemented, and we had a lot of trouble back home.
I can talk about in hypothetical terms, and I don't want to name someone, but it needs to be somebody who represents everybody and who empowers everybody rather than holding them back in fear or blackmail.
Let's hear from you. You know that India is going for poll, and whom you want to lead the country.
See, first of all, I come from a business background family, so I would prefer a prime minister who favors the businessman more, because I'm just seeing my own aspect. But apart from that, I would like to vote for Congress, Rahul Gandhi, because in the recent time, there have been very few instances where I have seen my family, my dad, my chachas, my uncles praise for BJP, because I feel that yes, BJP has done a lot of development in India, but I feel that BJP has overlooked its citizens. And BJP has done for India globally and not for the citizens of India. So I feel that if Congress comes in power, they would actually care about the people who are living in India currently and not less about the India globally.
So if I have the two candidates in front of me, that be from Congress and from BJP, Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi. So I probably will be choosing Narendra Modi amongst these two.
Why Narendra?
That's because I've seen in last 5 years how he has been presenting our country India in front of other countries, and the development he's trying to bring. I think there are a few problems with the ways he's coming up with these problems, but I think that if he'll get more 5 years, I think he'll be able to develop a lot more.
Modi, give him some time. People are just talking bad about him, but he didn't got his time. He's about to bring changes in Delhi and all over India, but people are not supporting him that much. The people who supported Congress are also I've known people, they're moving towards BJP. They started voting them, and all the parts of basically the caste system also was against Modi, but now he's supporting the Muslims and the Mohammedans in India and in the UP area. I really like that about him, and I appreciate him a lot. And my whole family is a Modi fan. My maternal side and my paternal side, they will definitely vote for Modi. And this is going to be my first time, because I've never voted till now, and now I'm 20, so maybe this time I'll get to vote.
When talking about religious holidays,